Welcome back to the Healthy with Heartland Podcast. My name is Justin. I am your host. Also joined with your favorite creative directors and co-hosts, Simon and Shannon. How are you feeling?
Doing well.
Another healthy day with Heartland. Hanging in there.
Jinx.
Double jinx.
Doing good.
Yep.
Love it. So before we get into today's topic, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be great. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
There you go.
Stick around.
Let's get into the announcements.
All right. We'll make this quick for you, Heartland family. If you are ready to restock this August, you can take advantage of our summer grill pack. So you can choose any 10 servings of our pork cutlets, our chicken cutlets, or our premium steak burgers. So that's, a little something that everyone can enjoy. And then if you are getting your reorder delivered, make sure to participate in our driver appreciation contest. It's been hot out there. You see our amazing delivery drivers, Jacob, Ethan, Patrick, Dean. You see them all out there working hard. So definitely make sure to post a picture of your delivery and your driver, or mention them in the post on Facebook or Instagram so that you could be entered into our contest. We draw that at the end of every month, and we can congratulate our winners, which was Shanae and Isaac Howard, for this past month in July. So congratulations to them. And one other quick thing we have going on is our Heartland Fall Festival. Oh, yeah. So make sure to RSVP for that. You can go to heartlandfoods.com/fallfest. We're going to have lots of great food, fun, music, games. So
Vendors.
Bring the whole family, bring friends, and it's definitely going to be a great time. So make sure to stick around for that. And with that, let's get into today's podcast.
All right. So the Heartland Foodies group, that's the topic for today. And I guess before we kind of get into any questions that people had in the Foodies group, I just wanted to kind of go around the horn and talk about how versatile the Foodies group is and why people should even join. I guess we can start with Justin. Justin, what have you been seeing?
Well, it's just a great resource, and I use it a lot when I meet with new families for the first time in their home. They'll ask a question about a certain product, and I'll say, well, why don't I show you? And then I just pull up the foodie group, and in the search bar, put in whatever product it is, and then you'll see a list of customers who have used that product, what it looks like, different recipe ideas. So it's just a great resource. Especially if you're planning your reorder, get in there. If you're looking at the product list and you're like, I'm not sure what to do with scallops, type it in the search bar and you'll see what everybody does with it. And it'll definitely inspire you to get out of your comfort zone, maybe order some new stuff, new things.
Absolutely. I feel like we always talk about that. You can always get a great idea for, dinner when you visit the foodie group, because everyone's posting awesome recipes and they're so eager to share and build the community.
Yeah, and I think that's a golden nugget that Justin pointed out, was that search bar, action, because a lot of times I think, most people are just looking at the feed and they're going down the feed. But if you use that search bar activity, you can really search out something specific that you're looking for,
right? As
opposed to just seeing, what people are posting at the moment.
And I mean, our product list is so extensive, sometimes you're not familiar with the specific cuts. So to type in, one of those, butcher's cuts, or like the bavette steak, or, the ones that, maybe you haven't tried before, and then to see kind of, what it looks like, how they prepared it. And then, like I said, the recipe that maybe went with it, it's, it's just super helpful.
Yep. So Shannon, what about you? What have you seen as far as like, customers or yourself? Like, how have people been using the Foodies group?
Yeah, I think for the most part, recipes and sharing like what's for dinner, but also too, I've seen a lot of people ask questions about like their reorders coming up and, what should they try, maybe trying something new, and getting everyone's opinion on, flavor profiles of certain products, or, something that they can maybe try. And one thing I think is really cool is there's a lot of people that do like smoked meats in the foodie group. So I love when I see the shared posts about, the brisket in the smoker, or I even saw some like sausages that were being smoked, or the Aluzzi family did like a pork loin and then was making sandwiches and like slicing the meat. So I always find that really cool, because those are things that I don't necessarily do myself. So yeah, labor intensive, the labor of love, but I know how wonderful it probably tastes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess for me, it's more so just the community aspect of the whole thing, right? Yeah. A lot of the customers maybe we don't see on a daily basis or interact with, you know what I mean, on a daily basis, see them face to face. But this is a place where, they can reach out to us, Justin's really active on there, answering any questions, and it's just
Yep.
a way that you can kind of put a face to the name and have all that information on, if you don't know who we are and what we do, you can find that there. Or if you're just looking for a community to kind of be a part of where people enjoy not only just food, but quality food, the Foodies group is definitely a great place that you can, use as a resource to kind of, like you said, find recipes, but also, the quality of our farms, how we're different than most of the farms that are out there. We have a lot of farm talk.
We post a lot of clips about, like you said, and just tidbits about facts on farms, Creekstone Farms, Thousand Hills Farms, Cheshire Heritage Farms. We talk a lot about, the different purveyors and the importance of the farms that we work with. And so we try to spotlight that as well.
Yeah. And I think that's huge because then people can kind of compare, even before getting to know us, they can kind of compare what they're doing now with what we're talking about and what we're seeing. And then they can actually get that idea from other people that they're seeing, customers, people that don't have Heartland Foods on their shirt. They're able to kind of see, okay, how are these people enjoying this? This is a real company that's doing real things with these, customers that are, as Jerry, the president of Heartland Foods, likes to say, it's a cult following almost.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we've got over 3,000 members in the group. We're still slowly, steadily growing that. And we'd love more. We'd love for this, this group to be huge and just be all about, not just Heartland Foods, but food in general and quality food, really.
Absolutely.
I think it's great too for, you mentioned community, credibility. A lot of people with the way the world is, I mean, we're living in a world of fake, everything's fake, everything's a scam. There's so much crap hitting us from all angles, especially on social media. Yeah. It's very hard to figure out who to trust. So the fact that we have a community of real people, if you have any friends that are on the fence, or even if they're not on the fence and you're introducing them to this for the first time, maybe just tag them in the group and let them experience that, because it'll really let them see what it's like to be part of the Heartland family. And that's my favorite thing, is when somebody posts about their experience, maybe something that went wrong and how we fixed it. I love seeing that, because it just shows that we are more than just a food company and we really have everybody's back.
Right.
Absolutely.
I feel like personally that's kind of how you find out about a business, right? Is through adversity, because if everything is going right, if everything is just perfect, you don't really ever see, what the business actually can really do. But like you said, Justin, when someone can, come out and say, oh, hey, something, this happened and Heartland Foods made it right. I feel like those are the type of customers that you build for a lifetime, because they've seen you in an adverse spot and you came out on top of that situation. So I think that's, that's a great point as well. It's being able to, I think there was, I forget the lady's name, but there was someone who was not a customer in the Heartland Foodies group and says, hey, what do you guys think about this or whatnot? And then there was like, I think it's one of the most comments that we've ever had on a post, and people were just literally, all of the Heartland Foodie families just came through and were just like posting, hey, this is what we're doing, this is why we like it. And it was
I think that's kind of what Justin was talking about, where it was someone who was on the fence about the service, and then a lot of our customers came on and gave their own personal testimony about their family's experience with Heartland. And it was really awesome for all of us to hear and see those stories, those success stories, I guess. And there's many different posts that are
identifying those kind of things,
meaningful, that we receive, in different areas, whether it was with the convenience or the fact of the delivery, or whether we can ship the food to them, and maybe they're in an area that we don't necessarily deliver to. Like, all of those things, I think, mean a lot to the people who have Heartland. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then go ahead.
I just pulled up that post because it is my favorite post ever in the foodie group. There's 155 comments.
Wow.
And you get to really see like what people went through, in making the decision. Because anytime you do something different, like Heartland Foods is a change. Like, you've been customized and conditioned to shop daily or weekly your entire life. So to make that switch to a different concept it gives a certain level of anxiety no matter how much you love our product. So to hear those stories, I'm looking at some right here. We were also on the fence and even canceled before our first delivery was made, right? And then I'm glad we had a good experience with me and explained things in more detail. We have ordered over and over again and miss it so much because they moved away to where we can't service them anymore. But the point is just, it's okay to have anxiety going in. I think everybody does. But go read this group, read that thread, and it'll give you all the confidence in the world.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah. And I think, it happens, especially with you, Justin, but with all the wellness consultants, you know, like people, they don't necessarily know who we are. And like you said, in a world now where there's so much, you know, fake marketing and just people just saying stuff, you know what I mean? They can essentially create anything and put it out there.
Inundated with, you know, services, businesses, all sorts of stuff, you know, so.
That they can have, you know, an opportunity to actually meet the person. And it's not like you said, if it doesn't happen right there, you can always, you know, follow up, do your research, enter the foodie group, talk with the actual Heartland family. I mean, I love, you know, whenever I go look for a new product and I you know, search for references, those are things I like to do. I ask those same questions. Like it's a normal thing to do. But I think that it's a beautiful thing to have this kind of group so people actually have an opportunity to go somewhere and be like, hey, yeah, let me ask these questions. It's an open forum. Ask any question that you want. And you know what I mean? We'll have either somebody from Heartland Foods will reach out and respond, or our faithful Heartland Foodie group. They'll respond on our behalf.
Absolutely.
So that's a pretty great thing.
Yep.
They kind of, you know, transition from, you know, that, like what people are using it and how versatile it is for all the different tools that it can be used for. Right. I know that it's another place, like we said, for people to ask questions. And I think that some of the questions that do arise, you know, quite frequently, you wrote some of them down, didn't you, Jen?
Yeah, we're going to talk about a couple of them. I mean, one of the more common questions that specifically has been asked recently is, like, are we able to service not just Florida, but Florida was one of the specific states, but are we able to service other states, you know, on the East Coast? And yes, we are. We are able to ship our products, whereas before, you know, we weren't able to do so, and we were only able to service, you know, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So I don't know if something, you know, if that's something, Justin, you want to elaborate on, but that's been one common question that we've been getting recently.
Yeah, and it's a whole new world with shipping on dry ice. So if you're a family that signed up here originally and then you moved to Florida or anywhere in the central or eastern time zone, we can ship direct on dry ice, and the shipping's not expensive. We can do it in the other time zones. It gets expensive. So I would say if you live in the central or eastern time zone, Heartland would still be a great fit for you. You don't have to be a family that started here. I've been shipping orders to referral customers all over the country, from Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, Michigan, Tennessee, Georgia. You know, we're shipping all up and down the East Coast and the whole central time zone now. So, don't be shy. Hit that website, hit that link, and then you'll meet with me over Zoom, and we'll customize a plan for you, and you'll be on the Heartland Foodie train.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So it's that easy.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Another one of the questions that
and I guess just as another, you know, question, Justin, what kind of inspired that, you know, that change to being able to service, you know, those families in those areas?
Yeah, so it was something we did as a courtesy with one of the things that our membership is relocation assistance. So if you move within our delivery zone, we'll actually come pick up your freezer and then take all your food with it and re-deliver it to your new home. Because as you know, people don't shop with us for 1, 2, 3 orders. Average customers staying 5, 10 years. You know, once you start, pretty much everyone stays. So there's probably going to be a period of time where you will be moving, transitioning in a decade. It happens for most people. So we assist you with that. We'll pick up the freezer, bring it to your new house. And then if you end up moving out of our physical delivery zone, part of the relocation is that we've always shipped on dry ice to customers who move out. So the thought process was, well, if we're doing this for our customers that move away, and with the addition of just worldwide adoption of Zoom and meeting virtually, now we're able to meet with families who are outside of our service area on Zoom and have them set up the same way. So it's not something we advertise. It's something we just do for referrals. So if it's a friend of yours who lives outside of our delivery zone, we can meet with them on Zoom and set them up that way. We drop ship the freezers, so you can still get the appliances. All the bonus items are available as well. We'll ship those, anywhere we need to.
Awesome,
good stuff.
Because it was one of those things where I feel like a lot of friends and families, people were like, hey, are you guys in Georgia? Or you know, they have family that lives here, and they're telling them about how great our products are and, you know, how convenient everything is. And then all of a sudden they're in like, oh, do they have it in my area? And, you know, I feel like before, being able to ship those kind of things, it was like, oh, unfortunately, you know, you'd probably have to find another, you know, something who does something almost similar to what we kind of do. But now we're able to kind of, you know, help those families out and service them as well, which I think is, you know what I mean? That's a huge benefit for them and for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one's an easy one. We already covered at the beginning of the announcements. But a common question we get in the foodie group is, what is the reorder special? So for those of you who missed it, our August reorder special is a summer grill pack. So you can get any 10 servings of our pork cutlets, chicken cutlets, or our premium steak burgers. And every month, the reorder special changes. And of course, if the reorder special isn't something, you love, it's not a reason not to reorder. You can go ahead and reorder, and your wellness consultant will, swap it out for something that your family will enjoy. So that is an easy one.
Or if they have any ideas for a reorder, if anybody would like to see something on the reorder special, shoot us a message and let us know what you'd like to see.
Or post it in the foodie group.
That's right.
Yeah, especially when the holidays are in the next 6 months. So right now, the month before is usually when we do the free turkey for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. But if Thanksgiving's in the next 6 months, we can do a turkey instead of the reorder special that month if that's something you'd want. Same thing with the ham special for Christmas. So just keep that in mind at the time you order. If you want the holiday food, we can just substitute that.
That's a good point.
And I guess, look, can we talk about why we even have a reorder special? Anybody want to take that one?
Go ahead.
That's a good question.
For me, I always look at it as something for people to be able to try, something new, or it's like some products that maybe, like the other past couple, I think it was last month in July or in June, it was the ice cream. Mm-hmm. And so not a lot of people even knew that. I think that we had, that product on the shelf. So it was a good way in the summertime to be able to expose people to a different or a new product, or, a product that here at Heartland we love and we enjoy. And that, as far as like now, I think what was it, Jenna? The summer grill pack? Mm-hmm. Is that
That's for August, yeah. Well, the ice cream was so popular in June that we brought it back for July and then switched in August. And so we'll have a new one in September. And then like Justin mentioned, October is normally leading us to Thanksgiving. So we do the turkey. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can switch it up kind of as you think. But keep that in mind. The holiday ones is always a good swap.
Yep. So reorder specials.
And we're going to continue to post them in the foodie group. So each month you can go ahead and take a look there, and it should be posted as well. Let's see. The next one was, where does your beef come from? And that one is, I think that's like a 2-part question, because you can have the choice, right? With Heartland, you can choose which farm your product's going to come from, and you can choose the specific cuts. So we have Creekstone Farms, we have Thousand Hills Farms, and so it's really, it's really up to you which you'd prefer.
Yep. Nicely said.
Simple as that. Let's see.
Yep.
Okay, so here's another one that was actually recently. How long can the products be thawed in the fridge before preparing them? So I don't know if, Justin, you want to take that one.
Yeah, it depends on the product. So beef, we'll just keep aging. You can leave it in there a lot longer, especially if it's still vacuum sealed. But generally what we say is, 5 days is safe. That's where I feel comfortable. You read other things and you'll get mixed reviews and mixed answers on this stuff. But you got to remember, all of our products don't have any preservatives of any kind. So they are cut, vacuum sealed, flash frozen, and then you thaw them out for the first time in your kitchen. So the shelf life really isn't going to be like something that has preservative gases or additives that's sitting on a grocery store shelf. So I would say 5 days max.
Okay. And then this one piggybacks off that one, but how long can the products last in your freezer?
So technically, they last forever. A flash frozen product that's vacuum sealed, it doesn't really go bad per se. Now, what we guarantee is a 2-year shelf life. If you get any freezer burn or anything like that within 2 years, we'll replace the product for you. And really, the only thing that's going to happen after 2 years, if it's been in there, it's not like all of a sudden it's going to be bad for you or make you sick or anything like that. It's just that flavor and taste starts to dissipate after the 2-year mark. So, and if you don't eat the product within 2 years, I'm not sure what you were planning on doing with it anyways.
All right. But it's nice to know that, you're not on any timeline for cooking, as we always say.
Yes.
Okay. So the next one was, what is the Heartland portal, and do I need this for referrals? So that's a wonderful question. So you can go to the portal at portal.heartlandfoods.com. It's an easy way for you to begin referring friends. So there you can actually refer the friend themselves, and we will send them a personalized email on your behalf, just talking a little bit about the service and giving your referral code so that if they do decide to have an introduction and tasting, complimentary tasting with us, that they can then give your referral code so that you can receive proper referral credit. And we have an amazing referral program where you can, of course, earn free orders by getting, referral credit for each family that you refer to our service. So definitely check out portal.heartlandfoods.com if you have not already. There's many ways you can refer. Actually, we have a promotion going on right now as well, which is just going to heartlandfoods.com/refer. And typically, we have a standard credit for your referral, and you get $50 for each referral given. But this month, we are actually tripling the cash reward. So for one friend referred in the month of August, you can get $100 cash. For two friends, it's $250 cash. And for three friends who are introduced to the family and who join our service, you can get $500 cash. So definitely make sure to take advantage of that. But all year round, you can take advantage of the referral portal. So that answers that.
Free orders.
Yes, and we have given out many free orders. You can, of course, get involved in our other things like our pop-ups. That's a great way to get referrals as well. But, of course, we're never too busy for your referrals. So the next one is, what is a heritage breed? I'm going to turn this one over to you guys.
Well, it's breeds of animals that have not been tampered with genetically, essentially. So the best example is with chicken. Our heritage Hubbard breed chicken is a 3.5-pound chicken, fully grown. A Cobb Vantris, which is a company owned by Tyson, they have genetically engineered a bird that's not a real animal. It's literally genetically engineered. It goes 0 to 6 pounds in 39 days. So the difference is you're getting a 39-day-old genetic, not real animal in a grocery store. With us, you're getting a natural progression. Heritage Hubbards are 3.5 pounds fully grown. So you're looking at a completely different level of stress and exercise, and it's a completely different product. And same thing goes with beef. You got hundreds and hundreds of different breeds of cattle. They all taste different. Not really going to have much of a difference in terms of breeding to what the end result is as far as animal size, like in chicken. The way that they genetically tamper with beef in the conventional supply chain is really through estrogen implants. If you give a steer, a male cow, an estrogen implant, it's going to gain weight. It's going to really screw up their hormones and, it'll double the weight of the cow over a 12, 13-month period. So that's really the difference. When we talk about heritage breeds, it means no genetic tampering before the animal is born, and then no tampering from birth to harvest as well. So it's a completely natural process from, breeding to end.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Good stuff.
So the next one is, and this is kind of like a rhetorical question, but we've kind of answered this. So we are having a community event coming up in our neighborhood. Can we host a pop-up? I'd say yeah.
Of course.
You can always host a pop-up. We would definitely love to help you out with that. You can send us a message at Heartland Connect. We could be a sponsor or an added vendor at this event, or we can help host a personalized event at your own home or in your own neighborhood. We do the whole 9 yards. So we got the DJ, we got the music, we got arts and crafts, games. We'll do a moon bounce. Of course, there's going to be food because we're Heartland Foods. So there's always good food involved. And we would love to, like I said, either do a personalized pop-up for you and your family and your neighborhood, or be a part of an event that you have going on with your HOA or your neighborhood as well. So send us a message. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just the number one missed opportunity of everybody who uses this service. We will literally throw a party for you, your friends, your family for free. We bring the food, we bring everything you need, and you may end up eating for free for 6 months or a year just because you had that party. So I don't know. If you're gonna party anyways, you may as well get it paid for.
Yeah,
Right.
It's worth it. And like I said, good food. Who doesn't like good food?
Especially if
We'll do anything. We'll do church events,
Yep.
school events,
Sporting
kids'
events.
birthday parties. You know, it's a
What were you
beautiful
gonna say?
thing. That's how we do all of our new business, is through word of mouth and referrals. So it's a way for us to, keep our business growing and to give back to the families who use the service.
Absolutely.
Win-win situation.
All right. The next one, Justin, I'm going to let you take this one. Can you tell us about your packaging? Is your packaging BPA free?
It is. And this is another great post in the foodie group that I tend to tag people in all the time, is when they're having issues with the packaging, which is going to happen because in the world of packaging, you wouldn't believe how many different options there are. And the chemical type packaging that has phthalates and BPA is very durable. It's very reliable packaging. That's why most companies use it. The unfortunate part of that is those chemicals and microplastics, they do not break down in your body. They convert to estrogen. That's what BPA is. It's synthetic estrogen. So when you ingest that chemical, you're going to increase your estrogen levels in your body. It's going to suppress testosterone. You're going to end up with a hormonal imbalance. And then, this could lead to so many issues that cause a ton of weight gain. So we are protecting you from that. The downside to having phthalate-free and BPA-free packaging is that it's not quite as strong and durable. So you may get some packaging that has little holes, or maybe the seal breaks, and you might get freezer burn on the food. If something like that happens, we have a 100% unconditional guarantee. We replace the product. So we kind of have an ongoing decision to make. Perfect packaging that poisons our customer base, or we could have completely clean, the safest packaging that might not be 100% reliable all the time, and then we'll just stand behind the product and replace anything that we need to replace. So it's a little bit of a hit to our bottom line, but it's absolutely the right thing to do.
Yeah. And we've talked too about the negatives or what can happen when plastics, leach into your food and all sorts of stuff. So, I'm glad that we steer clear of that.
That's right.
All
No
right.
chemicals.
No chemicals.
Yep. And this has nothing to do with organic, by the way. This
Yeah.
is one of my biggest gripes. Organic, they don't have any guidelines on packaging.
Right.
They'll just take something organic, contaminate it in the packaging process, and then, you're paying a 30% premium in the store and getting something that's laced with chemicals. It's just, this is the difference. This is why you shop with Heartland Foods, because we are taking away all the blind spots that you wouldn't even know where to look, and we're taking care of that for you.
Yeah. Yep. Awareness is key.
Well said.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. If you have any other questions, you're welcome to, of course, at any time post in the foodie group. We did have great questions, people asking about, beefalo. What kind of cuts did people like of beefalo? What does beefalo taste like? For those people who take advantage of how Heartland is a custom butcher and getting custom cuts, what kind of custom cuts are their go-tos? So if you have any questions like that, or you'd like any recommendations, you're welcome to post in the foodie group, or send us a message at Heartland Connect, or you're welcome to message Justin, who's also on Facebook as well. He's in the foodie group. And we'll put links to a lot of the things that we talked about, like the pop-ups and the portal, in the description of the post above. And unless you guys have anything else, I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. We'll be back again next week.
Heartland family.
Yeah, follow us on IG.
Follow us on
sleep on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and continue posting.
That's right.
All right.
All right, Heartland family, we'll be back next week. And as always, stay healthy with Heartland.